Hi there, it's Penny here, and I thought I would do a little video basically snappily entitled Have a Nose in My Personal Makeup Kit, because I love looking through other people's makeup and seeing what they like and what they don't like, and just sort of getting some new ideas for things I could use. So apologies for the not brilliant lighting, and apologies for the fact I can't do lots of snappy captions and lovely photographs and weird things, but I'm a complete technophobe when it comes to things like that, so you'll just have to bear with me. So what I thought I would do is something on kind of skin, and then probably a separate one on eyes and maybe lips as well. So I'm going to start off with skin. I love all things skin. My main kind of thing is getting people's skin to look really nice. So to that end, I've got, and this is just in my personal collection, this is not my professional kit, I've got 10 tons of primers. And I wanted to start off with this baby. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which I bought and I was using as a moisturiser, but I actually don't feel that it had the skincare properties that I need at my age. So I stopped using it as just a moisturiser. However, it is brilliant underneath foundation or tinted moisturiser. It goes on quite thick, but I have combination skin and it melts into my skin. It doesn't leave an oily film or anything, so it's really brilliant. This is the massive tub, which is quite expensive. Well, it's quite expensive anyway. I think a normal size cream is about £70, but a little does go a long way, and it's definitely worth it. And if you have sort of younger skin and you're not looking to introduce skincare properties yet, it's absolutely fine as your daily moisturiser as well. So that's that one. So that just basically makes makeup last longer. It doesn't have any kind of extra properties. Then I've got this one, which is a silicone based primer from Bare Minerals, and that was just a sample that was given to me when I bought the Complexion Rescue tinted moisturiser, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And this is really great under the Complexion Rescue. It is very heavy on the silicone, so if you're kind of looking to sort of minimize large pores, or to if you've got very fine lines and you're just kind of looking to blur those, then this one's a really good one. And the other silicone one I've got is this YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer. So this does exactly the same thing. It's got these really pretty gold flecks. I tend to leave this sort of for a night out just because it feels just very luxurious. It's very weighty. It's a glass bottle. If you do your makeup in the bathroom, might be worth decanting this just in case you drop it. I have done that before with something, and that was quite upsetting. Let's see what else I've got. So this is the Pure one, and I had a sample of this in the M&S Advent Calendar about 3 or maybe 4 years ago, and I just quite liked it. It's just a cream primer. It again just allows the makeup to just sit really nicely over the top, but doesn't do anything particularly. But they do coloured ones, so I know they do a green one. I'm not sure about other colours, but the green one is obviously to counter redness, which is great. What else have I got? This Autograph Hydrating Confidence Boost Primer was another one in the M&S Advent Calendar. It would be very good for dry skin. It goes on and it just feels very watery as soon as it hits your skin, so it takes quite a long time to dry. But if you've got very, very dry, thirsty skin, that would probably be a good one to use. Okay, what else have I got in here? I've got a sachet of this, which I haven't tried. It's a By Terry one, so I must try that. Okay, so I've got Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. I love Becca products, they're brilliant. So again, this one's really good at kind of minimising large pores. The other one that's good for that is the Benefit, what's it called? Professional, but someone told me they discontinued that. I'm not sure whether that is true. I've also got the This Works In Transit Camera Close Up, and this apparently can be used as a mask and a moisturiser and a primer. I haven't used it as a mask or a moisturiser, but again, it's quite nice just sitting under makeup, quite hydrating. And then I've got the Radiance primers, which I've just got 3 of here. So the first one is the Laura Mercier Radiance Primer. It's kind of a like a peachy colour, and when it goes onto the skin it does impart a really beautiful glow. Now I personally wouldn't use it all over the face. I would never use radiance primers all over my face anyway, because I just find it a little bit too glowy. But if you've just got quite kind of dull skin all over, it would be good. I just use it on the cheek area. I'm going to see if you can just see where I've just rubbed it in, and it's quite nice also just across the collarbones if you just want a bit of a glow without makeup. Charlotte Tilbury, this is just a sachet. Wonder Glow Soft Focus Beauty Flash. So again, you can mix this with your foundation, or you can pop it underneath, and I believe you can also just pop it on as a bit of a highlighter over the top, and that also sits really nicely. And then my last radiant one is the Celestial Skin Liquid Lighting by Kevyn Aucoin. Always has products that are a bit of a mouthful. So this one always needs a really good shake. I tend to mix this with my foundation, particularly if I'm using something like Double Wear Light, because that's quite heavy, and if you mix it in with it and then pop it onto the face, it gives a really nice glow. So this is a lot more of a golden glow. You can just put it straight onto the skin, great for tan skin, and just gives a really pretty glow, as you can see. You could also use that as a highlighter as well on top of foundation. And then lastly, I've just got my brightening Becca, which is the First Light. They've also got one called Backlight, which is more of like the Laura Mercier one, kind of like a champagne-y colour, which I would use on my cheeks. This one I would use all over my face. It's really good if you've got dull skin, quite sallow skin. It really brightens up your complexion. So I have got another few in there, but they're not ones that I've used yet, so they're samples, so I can't really comment on those. Okie doke. So next up, get these back, let's look at base. So I've got a few in here. Some I like, most I like, some of them I'm not quite so keen on. So let's go for tinted moisturiser first of all. So this is the By Terry Cellular Rose Moisturising CC Cream. This is very light, it's very liquidy. If I just show you, it will run down your hand, so it's a super light formulation. Good if you've got good skin anyway. Good if you want a super light coverage. It is buildable, but only to an extent. It will still only give you a light coverage. Good if you like the smell of roses. It's quite strong. It does disappear after a while, but if you really hate scented products, then By Terry products in general won't really be for you. But yeah, these are really lovely. This, I use the shade Nude, which is number 1. Then I've got Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I have 2 shades for me in these. I have Vanilla, which is my winter shade, which is the colour I would be right now, and that's shade 2, and then Buttercream shade 3, which is sort of in the summer when I'm quite bronzy. But it's quite nice if you do want to add a bit of bronze to your complexion, because if you take it down your neck, it subtly bronzes your face. Again, really quite light, but a bit heavier coverage than the By Terry. Really glowy, really beautiful. If you've got super oily skin, it's probably not for you, but if you've got dry skin to combination skin, then this one's really lovely. And if you like a really light kind of glowy coverage, it's great. If you like something very matte, it won't be for you either. Okay, then let's go on to YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow. This I really like the finish of. So again, it's quite glowy, but a little bit more of a coverage. It's quite a light coverage, I'd say light to medium. On me, it does start to break down after about 8 hours. So if it's got to be a very long lasting foundation, I wouldn't use it. But if I've just got to have something on for kind of a normal working day, then it's really lovely to use. And I would use this, I'd apply this with my fingers. I find that's how this one's best applied. Okay, and then let's go for Armani Luminous Silk, and I am shade 4 in this. This is absolutely gorgeous. When I was looking for foundations for my kit, because I wanted a new one, I tried various different ones, and this one really stood out for me, so much so that I bought one for myself. It's a mid-weight foundation, but it's sort of a mid coverage, but it feels quite lightweight. Imparts a little bit of a glow, but it's more of a kind of a velvet finish, rather than a really kind of sheer finish. The other one that's similar to this is NARS Sheer Glow, which is what I did eventually put into my kit, and in that I'm in the shade Deauville, and that's very similar. It's sort of mid coverage, buildable, nice and glowy, so that's another one that I would recommend, and it's particularly good for brides because it photographs well. What I should say is the Bare Minerals doesn't photograph particularly well because of the mineral content, and the SPF, it's SPF 30, so it can give you a flashback on your face. So next up, kind of similar weight to the Luminous Silk, maybe slightly lighter actually, is the By Terry Eclat Opulent. This is very, very expensive. It's £105, so it's not for the faint-hearted. It's a beautiful foundation. It's what I'm wearing today. It feels really light on the skin. It blurs imperfections, it blurs fine lines, minimises pores, just goes on like a dream. And I use the the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to apply this, and just kind of really buff it into the skin, but really gorgeous, and lasts and lasts and lasts. I've had it on for 15 hours before, and when I took it off, honestly, it looked as gorgeous as when I first put it on, which is fab. And then finally I've got Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. Now, if Estee Lauder Double Wear is a Marmite foundation, I can't stand it. It's way too heavy for me. I've tried using it with loads of different primers, applying it in different ways. I just don't get on with it. So I tried Double Wear Light. This is Intensity 1. They don't have the same shade range as Double Wear, which is an incredible variety of shades for all skin tones. So that is what's great about it. So this is a little bit lighter. It's still quite a heavy foundation. It's not one I'd wear in the summer. I'd wear it in the winter. And this is the one that I would generally mix with my Kevyn Aucoin lighting liquid, just to give it a bit more radiance, or certainly use a radiance primer underneath. And actually I could probably get away with using a radiance primer over my whole face. It's more of a matte finish, not super matte, but it is more of a matte finish, and it does last. You can feel it setting. So if you don't like a heavy foundation that you can feel setting, steer clear of this. But if you do like a bit of a heavier coverage, but maybe you're a bit older, so Double Wear isn't working for you anymore, then try the Double Wear Light, because it sets similarly to Double Wear, but it's just a little bit lighter and a little bit more natural. So that is my foundation drawer. And then let's go, where are my concealers? So I've got a variety of concealers here. I am kind of normal under the eyes, really. I've got some fine lines, so I have to think about creasing. So let's start off with the most inexpensive, and this is Fab concealer. This is the Bourjois Radiance Reveal. It's brilliant. It's particularly good for under the eyes because it is quite radiant. It does have quite a lightening effect. So if you have kind of medium dark circles to light dark circles, this is really good and it will cover them. It's a liquid, it has a doe foot applicator, and I dot this just into the corners of my eyes, and then I buff it in with the Real Techniques concealer brush. But this is fab, and this is the shade number 1 Ivory, which is what I'm wearing at the moment, and then I have number 2 Beige, which is quite a lot darker, if I just show you, and that is what I wear in the summer. But there is quite a difference, as you'll see. So can you see? So this is number 2, this is number 1. So I tend to sort of have to mix in kind of springtime. The next one that I have is the Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher. So this is a pen that you just click up and then use, so similar to Touche Eclat in the applicator. Really light, so only good if you sort of haven't got very dark circles at all, but quite nice for just creating highlighted parts of your face as well. And again, kind of dot it on and blend with a brush. Then I've got the Clinique, now I can't remember what this is called, and it's rubbed off. Oh, it's called Airbrush Concealer. So similar, so one of these pens and you click up, and again, so good for kind of lightening, but not, doesn't conceal brilliantly, so it's not going to give you very good opacity, but good if you just kind of want to brighten under the eyes. MAC Select Moisture Cover, this is fab, this is NW15, another doe foot applicator, liquid, but medium coverage, so quite good, and is also great for covering small blemishes, that's fab. And then my last liquid is the Double Wear by Estee Lauder, and this, like with the foundation, really sets, but it does sit really nicely with the foundation, and I find that some concealers don't sit very well with it and kind of tend to pull the foundation off the face, so I do use this, and it does have very good coverage, so if you're a bit darker under the eyes, this is great. Also, if you're a bit darker under the eyes, the Bobbi Brown Corrector and Creamy Concealer. I use the corrector in my kit, and you get more peachy tones or more pinky tones according to the colour of your under eye circles, whether you're more purple under the eyes or more sort of red or brown. So this is a cream concealer, but it's quite thick, so it gives quite good coverage. And the other one, if you are very oily under the eyes, or if you are prone to blemishes, the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage, which comes in a compact with 2 different concealers, so you kind of mix them together to create a custom colour. That's really fab. If you've got quite large blemishes. It's quite drying though, so not good if you're dry under the eyes or dry on the skin. And then, oh, I think I might do another video actually for blushes. Yes, I think I will. So that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you have anything you'd like to recommend, please do so.